For Object Lab this year, we have been exploring the interpretive possibilities of prisms. We've looked at material things through multiple lenses. We've asked questions about aesthetics, morality, biology, history, the senses, and emotions. These prisms are metaphors to help you think about the myriad ways objects can refract ideas, turn things upside down, take an unexpected turn, cohere, or be shattered into many directions. Each group will be given one of 3 objects, which they will be charged to use as a tool to refract and present a range of ideas. What ideas might these things refract? What thoughts might they make possible?
So once you know you have this in the world, what does that make you think about that object?
That it's too heavy to hold sugar.
Yeah.
So.
All right, what else have we come up with so far? And we'll keep pushing.
What is a reasonable date and time for this to be?
It does seem like a very strange thing to put sugar in.
Yeah.
I agree.
For sure.
I like the idea of how it changes from being like a complete piece.
Up until about the late 1700s, the only way was to paint or to emboss, right?
Yeah, so this definitely the painted, I think it's the black parts are raised above the white parts. I don't know if you want to. Or even as if humanity is addressing the criticism that slavery is inhuman and saying, no, this is human. Like, I have this box. Like,
This is natural.
Yeah.
To them taking off the lid and like just knowing that it's hollow and then putting it back where like you recognize how mobile the head is.
What do I imagine doing? I'm going to either drink tea from it or I'm going to serve a friend tea. Why do I choose this and not the... We can find other ones that don't have bones on them, right? Why have I chosen this?
Yeah, but again, I think that totally leads us to what space is this object in? So is it dark at night and it's inside of your office and it becomes like very much this like watchful, like votive kind of object.
A generic image of a slave. Very broad, very general.
In fact, not even clearly male or female.
Yeah, exactly. Very ambiguous.
Like,
maybe you're not trying to impress somebody with what you have. If you used a fancier pot.
it's a conversation piece.
This is more casual, I'd say.
Or is it, displayed on a mantle in a social place where social things happen, where it might take on maybe a more cutesy kind of life or a more anthropomorphic.
So should we talk a little bit about what we would do in the film? So I feel like you got a lot of stuff that you could try to get across.
When you had said that I am the rock, and then we came up with the I am the skull, and those are really our two distinct sections that we have. The I am the rock as the natural history and all the fossils and the stuff, and the I am the skull, which ties in our morality and our mercantile and
the metaphorical,
all the
implications,
and as two different ideas kind of. And I think that might be the easiest. Yeah, it might be the easiest way to do it.
I was thinking of more of like a round table or something, like two people sitting somewhere and just passing it.
Yeah. Or sitting close together.
Sitting close together or
right?
something like that.
I was thinking just training on just the couple.
Yeah.
And
So going from a wide shot from the communal scene.
Just to have,
Yeah.
male hand, female hand. Sort of imply the intimacy.
I feel like the sound should be kind of constant, because it can be
I mean, that
like
sounds
a marching
that sounds like in the course of a day's labor.
Yeah, it sounds laborious.
Am I not a man and a brother? You may recognize this as an abolitionist medallion, one that was mass-produced in late 18th century England, popularized by Josiah Wedgwood as a way of confirming one's political alliance to the abolitionist movement.
These sorts of consumer items were found in homes across England and the northern United States. Owning them could be seen as doing political work in the domestic sphere, a private and sometimes public space. While entertaining guests, a reach for the sugar would reaffirm one's commitment to an ethical lifestyle, rejecting slavery in even the most quotidian moments.
Similarly, this tobacco box serves to remind the owner and his guests of his dedication to the cause. In this light, we might read the owner as a good guy and the object as an appropriate manifestation of his political beliefs. He sees the image of the slave in chains, standing in for the institution of slavery, as incompatible with his ethical definition of humanity.
And yet, perhaps that lens is not the only one to look through, let alone the most relevant to our historical work. What if we were to more closely consider the picture of humanity represented in this image of the kneeling slave? It is a generic black body. Depicted in low relief and nearly nude, this image may recall a figure of classical sculpture. But when it comes to this body in the context of the slave trade, this nudity has historically not been of a classical tradition, one to do with godliness and victory, but instead proof of savagery and as a mode of degradation.
This suggested reproducibility of the black body is mirrored by this object's production. This is a consumer item, one made on a factory line and cast in iron from the same mold over and over again, eventually finding its way to good guys across the continents.
As slaves were shipped across the ocean in iron chains, abolitionist homes held their own black bodies on their tabletops.
I am a rock. I came from the earth. From far away, you may see organic, geometric shapes, but come closer. I am covered in eyes, teeth, bones, and trilobite forms. I am a fossil bed filled with wonders that fueled the Enlightenment. I am entirely white and black. I resemble white fossils buried in dark soil. I am not entirely smooth. Instead, my glaze echoes the texture of bone.
I am a skull. My spherical shape echoes a human cranium. My bony finger scratches my temple in contemplation. I serve as a reminder of death. These animals on my surface did not survive the deluge. Noah and his descendants did. My eyes watch my users, judging their morality. Are they as righteous as Noah? I remind them of their mortality and their uncertain fate. I provoke conversation about earthly discoveries and divine judgment.
I am surrounded by wealthy heirs of the Enlightenment. They use me as displays of their status. They ultimately reveal their shallowness. Beyond the shining veneer of display, my owners are not as righteous as Noah. I am Veritas. I am Memento Mori. I came from the earth. Into the earth I shall return. I am a teapot.
Here is a perplexing object created in early 18th century England. It contains a series of dichotomies, and all the clues don't seem to line up to our modern eyes. But part of its power is in these secrets, puzzles, and contradictions. Let's analyze these prism-like refractions and unexpected turns.
This is a figure of an owl. Look at the refined curvature of its body and the intricate slip technique that mimics its feathers. Like the ball and claw foot on contemporary furniture, The owl's talons grip its fashioned perch. The handle of this object allows for the human hand to hold the figure and control the owl. This is an interior object, yet the owl it depicts lives outside in the local wilderness, outside the realm of human control.
Unlike the lone wild owl, this object is communal. Similar to these other communal jugs, the cup was meant to be passed from person to person. The rounded brow makes the cup unstable and therefore difficult to set down, perhaps indicating that it was in the hands more than on a flat surface. This cup revolves around relationships. It is communal, yet its use is intimate. The jug itself is smaller, hence it was probably utilized for singular use or by small groups or couples.
Yes, this object suggests intimacy, but switching to its metaphorical role, drinking itself suggests disorderly conduct. While in use, the owl literally loses its head and is filled with alcohol. Perhaps this indicates that while drinking, those participating must remember their morals and not drink too much or act too outrageously. The jug suggests immorality, yet the owl figure is watchful, indicating morality. Even in classicism, the owl was the chosen animal of Athena, who was the goddess of wisdom, and this idea has continued throughout history. Ergo, be wise while drinking. The owl is watching you.